The scene is a very fine restaurant in Washington, D.C. The players are my husband, my son, my daughter, and me. Most people get excited about going out to a nice restaurant. My children, not so much. It isn't easy growing up with a mother who teaches dining etiquette for a living. In fact, if my children were here today, I believe that they would tell you that they have permanent bruises on their shins. That's their favorite line. Because when we were out to dinner and they were forgetting their manners, Mom would kick them gently under the table, gently. But they say they have bruises. Admittedly, I took advantage of every opportunity to teach my children what they should and should not do at the table. And at the end of each lesson, I said to them, "You'll thank me someday for these life skills." They weren't so sure. So let's fast forward now to my son's first job interview. It was held in a restaurant and over a meal. Who knew? While most of the other applicants were concerned about what to do at the table, my son said he felt confident because, "Mom, I could identify all 7 utensils." Well, that's great that he could, but the better part of that was it left him free to focus on the the interview, and answering the questions. P.S. He called to tell me he got the job, and he thanked me for all those endless dining tutorials. He was happy, and I was vindicated. What if I were to tell you that Fortune 500 HR directors believe that dining skills in business are not a maybe, they're a must? And would you believe me if I said your lack of table manners could actually sabotage your career? You see, it is not enough anymore to just know your facts and figures. You need the cutting edge, so to speak. Dining is more than eating. It's an experience that showcases your confidence, your poise, and your culture. It's also an opportunity for you to engage, to lead, and to excel. According to a Robert Half International study, 49% of CFOs said that their most successful business meeting outside the office was over a meal. Why? Because fellowship, understanding, and mutual respect were the main ingredients at the table. There are advantages when you dine with ease. These advantages may be subtle nuances, but they carry with them valuable assumptions that then become assigned to you, like competence, awareness, and an executive presence, all things that go in the plus column in this competitive business climate. I remember the first time I realized I was not in the know. It was at Mary Pat Sweeney's Sweet 16 birthday party, and it was held at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. Well, that sounded wonderful to a group of girls who lived on the other side of the river in New Jersey. We were so excited to go. We couldn't wait to get there. But when I arrived at the table, I saw more silverware and glassware than I ever knew existed. We Jersey girls were intimidated, to say the very least. But we took our seat at the table and watched everything that Mary Pat did. Mary Pat picked up her napkin, and we did the same. Mary picked up the short fork for her salad course, and we did the same. Course by course, Mary Pat led the way. Now, she was a very shy girl, but in this setting, she was so confident and so gracious and so in control. Mary Pat taught us a lesson that day. She taught us that information breeds confidence, and confidence breeds power. It was at that moment that I decided I was going to reach beyond my borders and gather the information that would make me in the know. I wanted to level the playing field so I too could come to the table confidently. So here's what I learned. I learned to read a table mat, or what we call a place setting. But this place setting is actually like a GPS. It tells you which utensils are yours and when to use them. So let me go over this and try to make this simple for you, because people say, when I'm sitting at a table, sometimes I don't know which one is mine. This is as easy as I can make it. Your forks will be on the left side of your place setting. Fork has 4 letters, and so does the word left. Easy? Knife and spoon have 5 letters, and so does the word right. The fork and the spoon at the top of your place setting are always for dessert. Now that you know which utensils are yours, how do you know which one to pick up first? This is easy too. The silverware is set on the table in the order that you will use the utensils. So, in this simple place setting, it has been set for a soup course, salad, entree, and dessert. Since we know that soup is the first course, we need a spoon. So let's go to the right side of the table and pick up the outside spoon. The salad fork is next, and we need a fork. So we'll go to this fork, the left side of the table, and pick up the fork. So what's happening here is I'm using my utensils working from the outside in toward my dinner plate. Now you're left with 1 fork and 1 knife. The next course is your entree. Pick them up and enjoy your meal. Sometimes when you come to the table, the place settings are so close together, it's crowded, you don't know which bread and butter plate is yours or which wine glass is yours. We can make that easy too. How's the GPS working for you so far? Good? Good, I'm glad to hear that, because now I'm going to ask you to drive up to that table in your BMW. The BMW is the vehicle to fine dining. The B stands for your bread on the left, your M is for your meal in the center, and the W is for your wine on the right. And you don't want to lose track of that one. So that makes it a little bit easier, I hope, for you. Good, you've got that down. Now I'm going to take you to another level. I'm going to ask you to sit at this table. This is a formal place setting, and someday you may be seated here. So let's go over it. Don't panic. I know there are lots of utensils there. Just breathe, and we'll go through this easily. The formal place setting is nothing more than a simple place setting that's been kicked up a notch. So your forks will still be on the left side, your knives and spoons will still be on the right side, and your fork and teaspoon will be at the top of the place setting, but will come just before your dessert. So we're going to use our utensils and our glasses the same way. The glasses are set on the table so that you work from the outside edge of the table in toward the center. Here's the good part about the wine glasses. You don't have to worry about which one to pick up first, because your server's going to set you up for success. They're going to pour in your wine that corresponds to the meal that they just put in front of you and change each wine with each course. It's done for you. You now have the knowledge to dine with anyone, anywhere. I invite you to embrace this class, this talk, as your Mary Pat moment. You've got the knowledge now. Go confidently to the table with your knowledge. Be powerful. Take your seat at the table. Dinner is served.